Hello again. I wonder if I focused. Let's see. Okay. You're looking at my OXO omelet turning spatula that I'm about to spread paint with. This is Priscilla Batzell on a very, very hot day in Spring Hill, Florida, in the backyard. Hoping to be able to spread both some black and some white paint and find all the tools I'm looking for that are handy, since the hurricane made me clean up my studio and take it apart and put it back together, so I'm a little more organized. We'll see if that's true. I'm seeing something in there. Yeah, I am. Goodbye, something in there. So, being that it's hot again, the paint will probably dry fairly quickly, so I'm not entirely sure how long or how well the paint I'm using will last. Excuse me, frog in my throat. And I kind of want to make it a little thicker, but I've had issues with thick paint lately. I wasn't overly super pleased. My plan is to just have some fun. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I do know I'm going to attempt to use Halloween colors because I am a Halloween freak. And people have mentioned that, and I think it's a good idea. Why not have some Halloween color fun? And that, for me, at this point, I think, yeah, let's just keep going. It spreads paint so well. I just love this thing. I have a smaller one. If you get a chance to go to my Amazon link and you can find the omelet turning spatula, buy the bigger one. It's less expensive and it works better for what our purpose is. I know the blade is just more flexible, so it spreads paint more evenly. Okay, so I want to do the same thing, and I'm not sure I can do it in the same amount of, if I can keep it from drying, but we're going to give it a shot. Now, glasses are on my head, put them on my face, so I can actually see how thick the paint really is. I am going to use the black and or the white for surrounding my submersion. There we go. Right word for the job at the moment. My submersion pour. And if I put that somewhere up high on one side, I keep thinking, then I can tip it down and roll it the other way. But which way I want to roll it, I haven't quite made up my mind yet, because I haven't even seen the colors. Now I'm just squeezing that bead of paint right into the other paint. If you notice, it's not really blending too much. It's kind of an acquired skill as you learn to go along as you practice. And paint the black doesn't always cover perfectly well, especially when it's hot. It sort of liquefies even more so. Into the bucket, wipe that off on my ever-present wet rag made of sweatshirt material, and leave it to the side where I can get at it. Now, where's my inversion? I have several of these, and I'm going to throw a little more paint in the bottom. I don't suppose it really matters, to tell you the truth. I like the idea of something purple. I've shaken my paints up and checked to see if the tips are clear to a certain point. I'm going to think about the fact that white is a catalyst and just throw some of that right in there. And I'm going to try and stick to my purple theme and my greens. And I don't know what's going to happen with this. I thought about just moving my container. And these are some pretty interesting colors together, but why not try whatever you want, And if I add a little yellow, then we have candy corn, so I'm good with that. I'm going to throw a little black back in there. Even though I think the Prussian blue I love to use is not a bad idea either, because it's such a dark color. It's still Halloween-y. And I'm just going to keep using that white because it's a catalyst. And that looks like enough color to me, but I still want, yeah, a little bit of my favorite color, which is a neon. It's a folk art multi-surface acrylic neon, but it's really, really hard to find, so don't be disappointed. I went to look for it, and there was only pink and yellow and some other color available. Okay, so now my decision is this. My choice is this. I'm going to make a Yeah, I don't really want to let that out yet. Should be more careful of that. But I'm going to do a puddle. Black on white, white on black. And I love submersion pours because they really do a nice job of letting the paint flow out. And I keep seeing people doing the tipping. I think it's Michelle I watched recently. She has some gorgeous pieces. Thank you for sharing, Michelle. I'm going to move that right over here to no, oops. Not exactly what I had in mind. And then I'm going to move it back over there. Let my puddle reform. Tip my canvas so it leaches down the other way. I think what I want to do is just move it. Oh, double squirt. Move it someplace else entirely. I've got, yep, splooge, Floetrol booger. It's too bad I had a black canvas over that way. Well, it's going to have paint on it sooner than later in any case, so it doesn't matter. Alright, see if I can still use this same Yes, I am. I'm going to let it all out. Now, I've always got my squeeze bottles, should I decide that I need them. I also have, man, it's hot out here today, Princeton Catalyst art tools, which are good for a whole bunch of stuff concerning paint pouring, starting with scraping paint out of stuff and finishing with swiping and dragging and all the other nice little things I like to do. And I got a fair amount of paint out of that. Come. Hate wasting paint. Okay, into the bucket. Throw your paint water in the yard or into a bucket with sand in it, something to filter it. I'm going to find an edge catcher, and I know I have a bunch of them around here. Oh, it's stuck down. Cool. Anyway, edge catchers come in, the ones I use come in the packages of 16 by 20 canvases from Michaels, the bulk packs. And they are about $40 or $45 for the bulk pack of canvases, but you get 20 and then you're all set for a while. And you get 2 of those in there, and then I cut them in half. And I guess I want to put that down while I try and tip for a second. I'm not sure because I really want to tip this down. And all this is pretty cool right now. I wish I had one of those stretcher bars that the 18 by 24 canvases have, but I don't, so we're just going to make do. And I'm going to hope that I don't have to stretch myself so far that I lose them all, because I really like the inversion pour cell action for sure. I like what's on my edge catcher, and I can scrape it off with a spatula if I catch it in time before it starts to set up. The colors are good. They're not as Halloween-y as I was expecting. There might be more in there. There might be a chance that we can... Maybe not. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'm going to take this spatula and those colors and put them right in that little mark that I thought was going to be cool, that didn't turn out to be so cool. But that's a good start. And not only that, if I want more orange, I can just add more orange. This is nobody's rules but my own right here, and I like that. Now, I'm not unhappy that I didn't overly spread the black paint, but I do see that it is starting to dry out over here. And I like the idea of being able to recenter my paint down that way, and then use the flowing paint to move other paint, which is pretty normal for most people who've been pouring for a while. Paint flows to paint. So let's see if I can move most of the weight of my paint that way, and then this way, and then that way, and then this way. And I can see I have a little traveler with me who's probably not going to live through this experience. Goodbye, bug. Sorry about your life. It's over now. Alright, so I kind of kept playing with myself. Oh, that sounded terrible. Playing with the idea of... I can't believe I even said that. Just using all my tools if I did one of these inversion pours. And so that is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to drag a few things here and there and everywhere, and see where the patterning takes me. Because agitated paint with Floetrol, which is what I put in my mix, I don't use conventional pouring medium unless you count the Gac 800, which I always put in every single color. It's by Golden, and what it does is it prevents, I see that, it prevents paint from cracking. And I'm not going to be too concerned with spreading stuff around yet. Although I do want to cover those edges. I can always cover, you know, plain black edges with plain black paint. And I'm really liking what I have. And I don't know how much more I really need to do. And I have complete permission from myself to get down and get funky and get Halloweeny. I'm not sure that this really applies yet. We may have to try, you know, some other variations on a theme, but that never hurt my feelings because I really do have a vast appreciation for orange and black, even out of season. And I know black and white will often sell together or create patterns when combined, so I don't mind using my spatula to sort of stir things up and lead things around. And I will tap, tap, tap as long as the paint is still wet. I do see that I have a desire to use my finger as a tool right now while the paint is still wet, so there's no line of demarcation over the edge, and just run it right down. So now I have one less thing to do, and I'm not sure how much more I need to do anyway, to tell you the truth. Hopefully you can see most of that, and most of that is pretty cool. I like this purple here, and I don't think there's enough of it. And also, if I squeeze a little over the edge, I'm very tempted to bring the chain out. Alright, I see that I have some drying paint, but it's white, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. It just dries like you never put anything there at all in this heat. But being that I'm taking full advantage of every opportunity to let paint go down over the side and cover my edges, that's not bothering me. Making spooky, spiky, weird, funky patterns is okay too. I'm not adverse to that in the least. I'm not getting many ghosties, but I haven't tried either. We haven't tried the torch, and I suppose we could. I'm just liking all of that, but I don't know what to do with this big blank space over here. And I'm thinking, what am I thinking? I'm thinking I like this other color a lot. This other orange. So much so that I'm tempted to put a little more here or there. Or here. And use the mostly clean side of this spatula and see what happens when I let things run around. Get down and get funky. If I tap, maybe I won't make brown. If I need more red-orange, I'll just add it. There. I kind of like that. I think the only thing that's missing for me now at that point, is to let the paint go down over the edge and maybe throw some more purple in there. And it might not be the most Halloween color, or it might. But I'm going to stick my neon folk art right in there. I suspect there's all kinds of cool cells hiding in this mass of paint up here. And that's not bothering me, but it just makes me want more. Yeah, I saw that drip. Oh well. You're working with accidental art, you're going to have some happen. Alright, not the most Halloween colors, but still pretty cool. I'm going to take the paint on my skewer, even if I have to steal a little more, roll it down over the side gently so it adheres, and I am having a pretty good time with this, for sure. And I want to get too outside my comfort zone right now, because my comfort zone, my lovely weird comfort zone, is working for me right at the moment, and I like it. We have 2 minutes left, so I'm going to tell you that there's a wet and dry Facebook artworks album of YouTube artworks below the description of my video, and probably my Instagram link and a link to some of my Pinterest boards, or my Pinterest page rather, and you can find a place to contribute if you have the availability to share a little. I don't have any other income than this, so I have Patreon and PayPal icons on my YouTube header, and the links are also underneath the video in the description. My Amazon link will take you to Amazon, where I have put a bunch of stuff that I like, and if you shop there, it's no additional cost to you, and it helps me out a lot. I do sell my artworks. If you're wondering, I want to make sure everybody knows that there's over 280 videos. If you think you've seen them all and you've only watched a few, I gotta tell you, you're mistaken. There's lots more. So please come and join me, and I look forward to that. I want to say how much I appreciate all of the contributions from all of the people who've kept me painting so far. Very, very much. And I love your comments. I like talking to you guys, and I don't mind questions as long as you've made the effort to look for them underneath the video description, because I do include my paint pouring recipe under there, and it would be nice if you saved me the trouble of telling you something that you can actually find on your own. But all other questions are more than welcome. I like that white there. I'm not sure why, but it doesn't bother me to follow my instincts ever. I never did use any gold in here at all, but that's okay because it's Halloween-y and it's not... Hopefully that's not a mistake. I think it's probably fine. I'm just going to take the paint and whatever's in the skewer and let it blend and let it fall over the side, and use my finger because I've got the paint and the finger. So I'm pretty close to being where I want to be. And I'm going to say this is Priscilla in Spring Hill at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery, knowing that there's probably a couple of minutes left, and all I'm really going to do with that time is torch and look for things that I want to add and do that. Because I'm enjoying composing and loving this painting. And thank you so much for joining me, you guys. I hope to see you in the next video. And I'm not done yet, so I'm just going to keep playing and talking to whoever wants to listen. Yeah, I'm not unhappy with that at all. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm happy. My Halloween colors are becoming a little more Halloween-y, and that's good too. It's not bothering me a bit. I didn't use the chain, and I still want to do that, so maybe I'll just do another painting directly and see if I can get myself to pull out the chain, because the chain is awesome and I love it. So The only